to Paria. It had been almost 1 year since Manti heard from his seafaring friend. Oh, how he yearned for more stories about the sea underworld. To hear of these stories, however, Manti needed to get to Paria. He would have to travel many miles through the northern range. Manti knew that the journey to Paria was not an easy task. Nevertheless, he was up for the challenge and convinced Andy to join him. This meant that they required the assistance of some feathered friends found in the nearby forest. After all, they were about to embark on a journey by air. Firstly, they came upon Mr. Motmot. Manti bravely approached him and said,
"Excuse me, sir, Mr. Motmot. Are you heading north? Andy and I are eager to visit a good friend of mine. She's a great explorer of the sea, roaming the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans."
It's my pleasure, little friends. I can take you as far as Asia, but I can't go any further.
Mr. Motmot was a beautiful bird. The feathers on his head had a black crown encircled with turquoise. His throat and belly were of reddish plumage. Also, he had a peculiar blue racket-tipped tail. He was more than happy to offer his assistance, so off they went. Sure enough, they were safely dropped off on a tall wild nutmeg tree. Luckily for them, they came across Mrs. Powie. Once again, Manti mustered up some bravery and then asked,
"Mrs. Paria, are you heading further north? We would like to hitch a ride with you."
"Impossible! Hunters are searching for me." Mrs. Powie was a rare forest creature. She had a close resemblance to that of a turkey. She had a long tail with long red legs, blue wattles, and a blue beak. Manti pleaded,
"Please, Mrs. Paria, take us as far as you can safely go. We would like to visit an endangered friend of mine."
Mrs. Powie reluctantly agreed and said,
"I can take you to the edge of the forest, but I can't go any further."
They mounted Mrs. Powie's back and flew high while passing hikers and hunters along their way.
"Here we are."
Manti was now able to smell the sea salt. He knew that they were close. The Paria beach was an ideal nesting site for his friend. Hopefully, he would soon see her making her way up the sandy shore. Until then, there was still some distance to go. As they wondered who would be kind enough to help them continue their journey, Mr. Toucan unexpectedly appeared.
"Hi there, do you need some help?"
"Yes, we would like to get to the shore to see a special friend."
"Come with me. I can take you exactly where you need to go."
Mr. Toucan was a majestic bird. He was mainly black in color, having orange, white, and red below his large bill, a bill that was known to have a liking for insects. As they were about to enter his range, a black net came over him. Hunters grabbed Mr. Toucan and disappeared into the bushes. This left Manti and Andy both shocked and disappointed. Oh, how they wished that someone would help them continue their journey. A sense of despair came upon them while the darkness steadily crept on. It was then Mr. Oilbird appeared.
Mr. Oilbird, Mr. Oilbird, can you help us get to the shore? Of course, my little friends. I can take you close to the seaside, but I can't go any further.
The sunset buried itself into the horizon while they flew out of the forest. A few moments later, they landed on a rock safely away from the beating waves. Hours went by and still there was no activity on the moonlit sand. As the high tide began to recede, there was an oily, leathery carapace emerging out of the sea. Manti and Andy observed that it had large front flippers while it crept onto the sandy shore.